Hey guys, Utah Steve here with Utah Outdoor Adventures. I'm with Murphy today, and we are backpacking the Indian Trail in Ogden Canyon. Take a look around at this amazing beauty. Well guys, we have found our camping spot. I didn't want to bore you with the details. If you saw our Indian Trail day hike that I did with Murphy here and Dylan and Jude, my two little boys, then you're already familiar with the bulk of this trail. So we hiked up past where we went last time and we found a good camping spot. We're going to bed down here for the night. Time is it, Murphy?
6:40.
6:40 p.m. Probably have an hour of daylight left or so. It's hard to say. Let me give you a view of the campsite. So Murphy is going to set up his hammock right in here between these couple of trees. And we have a little fire pit. I don't know if it's been raining for days. I don't know if we'll be able to get a fire going, but we'll try. You can see on that mountain the sun's still up, but it's under cloud cover and hiding behind that mountain up there, so we may not have too much daylight left. That's the main trail down there. We've seen a few people, maybe 5 people total. And here's a little lean-to shelter thing that somebody started building. I'm going to put my tent right in there. Here's my monster pack. I brought a lot of stuff with me because it just might rain like crazy. And I'm probably over-prepared, but we're doing all right. You having fun so far?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's Murphy's basic setup. He's still in the process, and so am I, really. We'll get to that in a minute. But he's hammock camping this time. So you want to tell us about your hammock? What kind it is?
It's a Hennessy asymmetrical hammock. I think the model is like Expedition or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got your 40-degree bag.
Yeah, 40-degree bag.
Didn't do too well in the desert, but you have other plans this time.
Yeah, I brought along a fleece blanket.
Okay.
I really need to. I can wrap around me inside my sleeping bag. For right now, I'm just leaving it out.
Yeah.
And then I have my Thermarest Pro Light sleeping pad that I'm using.
Yeah, sleeping pads are important. It seems odd to put a sleeping pad in a hammock, but they're not just for comfort, they're for insulation as well.
Yeah, because you can buy an underquilt that goes along the bottom, stepping on things, to kind of keep you warm, insulate it. However, most of the time, underquilts cost more than the hammock themselves, and the hammocks are actually pretty expensive. You can definitely get some pretty light ones. This one's pretty light. It's like 3 pounds.
Cool.
With the snake skins, which add a little more weight.
Yeah. These are the snake skins he's talking about. They cover his lines and protect him from water running down into his hammock while he's sleeping, which is important. But really, it's been pretty cooperative weather-wise. We expected to be rained on before now, so. Yeah. Here's my setup. Again, beating the dead horse. Here's my Eureka Solitaire. And this is a Adventure Medical Kits tarp. It's very flexible material. It's actually an emergency blanket, but it's stronger than those cheap silver ones you see all the time. And I've put these clamps on the corners so I don't have to poke holes in it. You can buy those at Lowe's, Home Depot, really cheap. And I'm going to hang it above my tent here somehow. I got to work on the configuration, but once that's done, then if it rains in the night and I need to sit up and open the top of my tent because there's a zipper that runs down the middle of that, I can without getting soaking wet. So that's my backup plan for the solitaire. If you saw my West Desert video, you know that I had a heck of a time sleeping in this tent because I couldn't sit up while it was raining and I couldn't sleep. So I'm going to work on that. And here's the rest of our crap. If you saw my gear loadout weekly update thingy that I just recently did, then you probably know about all this. The reason I'm carrying so much gear is we've got 4.5 pounds of camera equipment that are necessary for you to see this, and also well, I ditched the 5-pound sleeping bag, the 5-pound tent for the SOL Escape Bivy, which is in there. Let's look at that. I've got my Escape Bivy here. Maybe you've seen the video I did on that or elsewhere on YouTube or the internet. Underneath that, Alps Mountaineering sleep pad, self-inflating. And also, like Murphy, a fleece blanket that I've had since I was 17, so don't laugh at me, there's a unicorn on it. My mom bought me that, and she's been gone almost 9 years, so it means something to me. Anyway, we've had a few people walk by here on the trail. We've seen maybe 6 people. Somebody just walked by while I was talking to myself. Probably thinks we're crazy, but it's all right. It's just so incredibly beautiful. And pretty soon people won't be hiking along here, and it'll be even more quiet than it already is, except for my endless talking. What?
I just had a sudden discovery. I saw this clip that I didn't notice before. I was like, what's that for, you know? It clips to this one so it stays together.
Oh,
so it doesn't
cool.
flap around.
Nice. I should probably put the guy lines on my tent so that it's held down like that. It's not very tight. It came with these little guy lines over here. I've never used them. Right there. Anyway, so I'm going to get that tarp hung up over my tent. If I can find where this starts, it'll be good to go. Okay, here we go. I got the emergency blanket / tarp setup over my solitaire. Pretty cool setup if you ask me. The thing I like about this is the Escape Bivy that's in there is heat reflective. It will reflect back 75 to 90% of your body heat. And then this is also reflective of heat. So any body heat I lose out the top of the tent can be reflected back to me. So hopefully it'll help me to stay warm tonight, because there's no car nearby for us to go get warm in. But there's my tent set up. Now I'm going to try to set up my other tarp made by SOL. I think I'm going to put it over here, and that'll be for our gear to go underneath, so we don't have to cram it into my tent. Or, well, Murphy can't really put it in the hammock with him, but it doesn't work that way. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so we're officially set up, I think. This is our gear tent. This is another tarp I bought. It's also an emergency tarp. You can use it as a shelter if you need to. It has that reflective material under it. But we're going to use it in case it rains. We're going to put all that crap in there and hang our food up in a tree to prevent bears ripping us to pieces. Not that I plan on seeing any, but you never know. So apparently the originator of the Browning Firearms Company, the one that made the trail camera I'm going to show, hiked this trail back in the day and came across a bear and didn't shoot it. And here he was the maker of a famous firearm. So Browning Firearms started right here in Utah, in Weber Canyon, I think. In the Ogden area, I'm not sure.
I knew it started in Utah.
Yeah, up this way, if you're familiar with it. So there we go, there's our setup. I think the next step is to see if we can get a fire going. It's getting a little cool. Let's see what the temperature is. Where's my thermometer? I had it attached. There we go. It's 48.1 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, not too bad. I bet it gets into the upper 30s tonight.
Yeah.
So let's see what we can do about getting this fire going. However, it is precariously close to your...
Yeah, that's...
Well, we'll figure something out. Okay, so we're not going to use this fire pit. It's just too close to Murphy's hammock. I almost said quilt. And so we made this one over here. I'm going to move those stuff sacks, but this should work really well, and that large rock will make a good windbreak. So now it's time to gather some firewood with my Coleman saw. Let's go find some dead tree branches. So Murphy found this dead tree branch. We're going to process it with the saw and look for some more as well.
That one was on the ground.
Okay.
However, it was partially... Well, it was attached to a tree.
Oh, maybe that's some kind of moss, I don't know. It's just really hard to cut.
There we go. Took me a minute. I eventually found a good angle.
Cool.
Where'd you... Oh. Hollow.
What? I don't know what this is, but it weighs like nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Like super light. Breakable. Okay, so we're having kind of a hard time with the firewood. It's rained so much here lately that we're having a hard time finding anything remotely dry. Here's all we have so far. So it's a good start, but it certainly won't keep us warm all night. There are these branches that somebody built this sort of lean-to out of, but they're drenched as well. And a lot of this is oak, and oak does not burn well. Murphy's attaching the trail cam to a tree, aiming it towards the campsite here. Kind kind of hoping that nothing shows up. I get kind of creeped out when I hear things crawling around through my campsite, but maybe if it's small, I don't know, curious critters or something, but nothing big, hopefully. So we'll see what it captures. We'll turn it on a little later because right now it'll just take pictures of us screwing around in our campsite. So what do you think? What's next? Are you hungry? I'm not either. It's not really dinner time yet. Okay, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's starting to rain somewhat. Not extremely dark clouds. Hopefully it stays light through the night, but who knows. Here's what I've got out. Things that I need for the evening. That bottle is full of river water that I need to boil, not for cooking, but for keeping warm. So I'm going to boil that in my cook pot over here with my alcohol stove. That's my alcohol. That's my fire kit. I always need my knife. Hat and gloves to sleep in. That's valerian root and melatonin to help me sleep because I have anxiety issues. So, oh well, what are you going to do? Of course, Bob Jr. is along for the trip. There's my headlamp. I have the Diamondback Moji for, you know, to light up our camp and make filming easier as well. My cell phone's on the charger right now. And there's my MRE, which is my dinner. Over here, Murphy and I have our huge food bag ready to go up in a tree eventually. Everything's in there, including toiletries that might smell sweet and tasty to some wild animal. So that'll be going up in a tree. I've taken my pack, put it underneath the gear shelter here. I don't know how well you can see that. So then some of the necessities are under there. These trekking poles are really handy for holding up a tarp, provided it has grommets. So that's the biggest reason I brought them. But they have been incredibly helpful with the hike up here. It's nice to be able to stop and rest and lean on something. And also some of the steeper terrain on the way up wasn't so bad with those helping me to push along. Takes a lot of pressure off my knees. I'm not a young man anymore, not like Murphy here. I have to worry about such things as blowing out a knee and other health issues, but not too bad so far. So I'm just going to let you listen to this silence for a minute. It's amazing. I can hear a dove. That's what it's all about. Right, Moose?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the trail camera, even though it's going to pick up us moving through our camp a lot this evening, just in case something doesn't come walking through and we get a picture of it. So what we do is we open it up. It's very simple. It's already in trail cam mode, so I turn it on. The batteries kick in. Unless they're dead. That's not supposed to happen. I brought extra batteries though. Oh. Grab my headlamp. It's supposed to light up and it didn't. I wonder if I drained the batteries using it at home. Go ahead and shine it on it. No SD card. I forgot the freaking SD card, dude. Let me see if I've got one in my yellow camera. You always forget something, and it's usually something you really need. So there's no SD card in the trail cam. I'm an idiot. but there's a pretty good size one in this camera, so when I go to bed I'll pop it into there and just leave it in there for the night. So we're still good on that. It's just I can't turn it on right now. We're gonna hang our bear bag. We've got what we need for dinner, and we're gonna put that up in a tree, or at least find a spot for it. As you can see, it's getting pretty dark. My camera here is gonna have a hard time focusing soon, but right now we need to find a place to hang our bear bag. It's quite a gully down there. I'm thinking that branch looks pretty good right there. If we can get the rope over it, then we could tie it to this tree. If we have enough rope.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
So instead of hanging it where I was just saying, I'm gonna hang it from that branch there. Murphy just went to get the rope. I'm gonna put a rock around it. We're gonna throw it over that branch, and we'll tie the bag to it in a little while after we're done with it. Because we do still need things out of it. We can't really put it up there yet. And camp is right up there. We're probably, I don't know, I'd say 40 to 50 yards from camp. I'm not a good judge on distance though. You got the rope?
Yeah.
Okay. That was a bird.
Yeah.
Bird just like boom right by us. Murphy's gonna get it on that rock, and we'll try to get it over that branch. Murphy's got it all rigged up here, so I'm gonna try to get it over that branch right there.
Hope it doesn't come down and hit us.
Here, I'll stand back here.
You can tell us plenty of practice with this. With things falling from trees and dodging.
Really?
Yeah, butter knives mostly.
Okay, go for it. Hey! Oh!
I can get the branch. Yeah, whatever.
Well, that's not gonna work. The knot came undone, so Murphy's going to be a little more harsh with it and make sure it stays on there. If we can get it untangled, one toss and everything goes to hell in a handbasket. So now we're switching to a stick because the rock just wasn't cooperating. All that roundness and whatnot. So we'll try to get it up there with the stick.
Stupid hill.
Stupid mountain. Oh, almost. You can get your bearings. Oh, so close.
Harder than it looks.
Yeah.
Spirit. Oh, come on.
Just picture someone's face you don't like planted right between those two branches. Die. Hey, see, I told you. Who were you thinking about? Never mind, don't say it. All right, so we got our rope in place. That's all we really need right now, because we'll tie the bag to that end later and pull it up there all the way and tie that in, or hook that in somewhere over there probably. Sound good?
Yeah.
Let's go back to camp. It's getting dark. I got my fire kit here, so we're gonna give this a shot. The wood is kind of wet, but we'll see what we can do. I recently did a review on this, the Bear Grylls Gerber fire starter. So we're gonna try using that. What we have inside is a piece of cotton that I've coated in petroleum jelly. we'll try to get a fire going here. There we go. There we go. Come on. Keep knocking it over. Look at this, dude. I did it.
A stick.
What striker did you use?
Yeah, cheap Walmart one.
Really? The Coleman?
Yeah.
Like the one I have in here or the one I have in here? Did you hear that?
Yeah. I use, I don't know, it's a little orange one.
Oh.
That's burning pretty good.
Should have waited. I could have filmed it.
That sounds hungry.
It's alright. I'll start mine too in a minute. Because I got to boil some water. Slowly getting there. Come on, you can do it. Man, it wants to. We may not have a campfire. We might have a camp smolder.
I got a campfire.
Oh, yeah.
I probably should put less in it.
It's alright. Let it burn. Boil some water. Did you just fill it up to the hole?
Yeah.
That's enough to boil water.
Yeah.
At least at home it was.
Yeah, that
Murphy's
bubbling up through the little holes as it's done.
Oh. Murphy's using his alcohol stove to heat up a can of baked beans. I would show you, but I'm trying to do something with this campfire that wants to come and go, apparently.
The wind was taking it over to the alcohol I spilled. I had to put up the windscreen.
Oh yeah? That looks cool, dude. What'd you use for a windscreen? The same thing? The foil pan?
Yeah.
You know what would be handy is some lighter fluid.
Mm-hmm.
Just dump it on this wet wood. Well, the cotton ball helped, but I'm going to resort to an Espit tablet cube to really keep it burning. These things are really handy, but they also smell a lot like fish when they burn. First time I ever used one of these, I tested it indoors, and that was a big mistake. Smelled awful, stunk the whole house up. But they do a really great job once you get them going. So we're gonna put this guy in here and kind of start over, really. We're gonna have to light him with a cigarette lighter, with a lighter. Kind of dating myself there. Let's see if we can get it going. Right. Let's let it prime for a minute. Get nice and toasty. Thank goodness there's not much of a breeze. Yeah, fishy. definitely is a good way to keep yourself occupied. There we go. Look at that. I love those aspect cubes. They burn hot too, so maybe it'll help with the dampness of the wood. Whew. I want to kneel down, but I don't want to end up with mud all over my knees like I already have. There we go. Get it bigger a little at a time.
Blue skies.
Yeah, we've been really lucky. I hope it stays that way.
Yeah.
Wonder what it looks like in the valley. You can't even tell. Well, if this doesn't work, then we're not going to have a fire, because this is really my best attempt. The fire tonight is just for warmth and comfort. Yeah. We're not doing it for to cook on, really. I lost my orange ring again. This is one problem I found with this fire striker is this little ring that keeps it waterproof pops off whenever you freaking strike with it. It's annoying, but I just have to be aware of it. Alright. That's a fire, sorta. Oh, it's a smoky fire, but it's a fire. Nice. So it's going, but it's a smoldering kind of fire. Here, I'll move the lantern and let you see. A lot of smoke. Very little flame. The wood's so wet it's sizzling. Murphy's over here. Let me turn my headlamp on. What are you doing?
Pretty much nothing.
Trying to light your alcohol
I'm afraid
stove?
I'm gonna hit it. I don't want to. No, it's not doing it.
There you go.
Spark's not traveling far enough.
It doesn't really throw the spark, does it?
Oh, wait.
Did it light?
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
yep. Look at that.
Woohoo.
That's Murphy's little cat food alcohol stove. I did a video on those as well. How to make one really easy. And you're having rice for dinner?
Yeah, fajita steak rice.
Nice.
I just smother it, did I?
Nope,
It's still there.
it's still burning. Cool. My dinner in the meantime is going to be this MRE. No idea what kind of MRE, but we'll try it out. Okay, so the MRE comes with peanut butter that you can put on crackers. These crackers are really bland, so I've got smoke in my face. A vanilla dairy shake powder that you add 6 ounces of water to and shake up, and an oatmeal cookie. And the main entree is a mystery. It's not labeled, and we're going to cook it in this pouch with the included saltwater packet. Okay, so here's my main entree MRE. It's quite swollen and cooking away. I'll give that a few more minutes. In the meantime, who cares if you eat dessert first, right? Oh, I think my camera's having a hard time. There we go. Oatmeal cookie. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, there it is. Whoop. This is kind of hard to film and eat at the same time. There's a piece of it. I'll go ahead and eat it. Mmm. That's really good. 280 calories in one cookie. That's more than a candy bar.
Yeah, that's like as much as this thing is rice.
Yeah, as much as Murphy's rice. Can't really see what he's doing over there, but he's cooking away, or eating away his rice. I'm going to stop filming for a while and eat, and I'll just talk to you about the MRE later, because frankly, I'm starving. And we'll just discuss what I thought of it after a minute. Okay guys, so I don't know if you can hear that, but it's raining. I'm under my canopy. I'm not in the tent yet. Murphy just climbed into his hammock. As for the MRE, the main entree was some kind of Mexican enchilada rice thing. It was pretty good, really filling. The crackers were really brittle and dry, and the peanut butter didn't help keep them together much, but I managed to eat it all. It wasn't bad. It was pretty good. I feel full and comfortable. Right now I'm going to light my alcohol stove and boil some water so I can put it in a water bottle and stick it in my tent with me for warmth in my bivy bag. And it's 10 o'clock, so I'm gonna light this stove and then we'll talk to you tomorrow. It's been fun so far. Don't know how hard it's supposed to rain. Hopefully not too bad. See you later. Ooh, that's pretty full. Oh, you're kidding me. I just did the same thing you did, dude.
What?
Spilled my alcohol. Found at least one thing I don't like about alcohol stoves.
Are you under your car?
Yeah.
No.
I hope this goes well.
Yeah, I can't like see how well my tarp is holding off water. I just don't know, but I'm not wet, so.
Did any of that alcohol burn when it was on the ground?
I don't know, I tried to keep fire away from it.
I was afraid of. There we go. Prime a little bit. I have to hold hold it here so it doesn't tip over. Put the lid on so it boils faster. Pretty soon the flames will come out those holes. There we go. Starting to. This is the river water that Murphy collected for me on the way up. My pack was so awkward I couldn't stoop down and scoop it up. So Murphy did. So far, I've needed everything I brought with me, so nothing's been wasted. Let's see how that's doing now. There we go. That's good. We're good. Well, guys, I'm going to bring this to a boil, and then I'm going to bring this day to an end. I don't know if you can see me or not. I'm not looking at the monitor, but thanks for joining me. We'll see you in the morning. Have a good night. Well, guys, we survived the night. We're in the SUV again. It's becoming a tradition. Murphy and I woke up about 4 a.m. I was having stomach problems all night. I think it was that MRE. It really upset my stomach, and I maybe slept an hour and a half. Murphy the same, except he was just freezing cold. So we stood outside and tried to get the fire going and talked for a while. And eventually I decided to see if I could get a signal on my cell phone. And I could. So I checked the news, and turns out there's a strong downpour headed our way, a big storm coming our way, more than we've seen in a few days. So there was that to consider, and also the Ogden Marathon is taking place today, meaning the canyon we were parked in is closing at 6 a.m. and guess what time it is? 6 a.m. Murphy and I, when we put two and two together, realized that we would either be stuck in our campsite until 3 in the afternoon when the marathon is supposed to be over and the canyon's supposed to be open. The combination of the canyon closing and the storm moving in meant we would be stuck in the canyon probably past 3 p.m. because of all the traffic that would then ensue from people leaving the canyon who are there for the marathon. The entire canyon closed and no way out, and a storm bearing down on us. And, you know, you can only do so much. So we decided to break camp about, I'd say, what was it, 5? What time was it?
I think it was about 4:45.
4:45. We broke camp, and we were on the trail by 5:15 and back to the car at 5:35, I think. Roughly 5:36, whatever. So we hoofed it. We had our packs on our back, and we ran downhill most of the way. The last stretch was the worst. We were starving by the time we got to the car. We got out of the canyon literally in the nick of time. The police were showing up and getting ready to close the canyon down. So there's not going to be a morning portion or an afternoon portion of this camp out because of things out of our control that just created literally the perfect storm. And there's not a lot we could do about it. So we are sitting in a parking lot of a grocery store eating our cereal bars, kind of taking a break from running down that trail so quickly, and my legs are feeling it. So are Murphy's, huh?
Yeah.
They're burning. So, sorry about the abrupt ending, but the night went okay. We got the trail cam. I'll have to go home and check out the pictures and see what we got. Probably a lot of pictures of Murphy and I wandering around camp. It was raining, drizzling and raining most of the night. there's a good chance that there are no animals on those pictures because they weren't even dumb enough to be out in it like us. So, anything else? What else happened in the night? I don't know. It was an okay night. When we couldn't sleep, it was probably a blessing in disguise that we couldn't sleep, and I happened to get a signal and was able to check the news, or we would have hiked all the way down this morning at some point and found out, or early afternoon, and found out we had to just sit in our car and watch people run by us for several hours before we could even go home. So, good camp out though, good time, definitely an overnight adventure for both of us, and I guess that's it. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. It's been doing this since about 8 a.m. non-stop. I'm glad we bugged out. Just give me a break and see the changes that I made. I've got some imperfections, but how can you collect them all and throw them in my face? But you always find a way. Right here waiting, you always find the words to say to keep me right here waiting. And if you chose to walk away, I'd still be right here waiting, searching for the things to say to keep you right here waiting. I hope you're not intending to be so condescending. It's as much as I can take. And you're so independent, you just refuse to bend. So I keep bending till I break. You always find a way to keep me right here waiting. You always find the words to say to keep me right here waiting. And if you chose to walk away. And then I have to stop.
All uphill.
Cool. These are the kind of things I edit the snot out of when I'm just rambling and I just go, that's stupid. So starting with this, if I can find the beginning of the rope, I just drop my knife.
Right? Yeah. Can't get it.
Huh?
I can't get it.
Can't cut through it?
I can't find a good angle.
Oh. Good idea.
Did you know your camera's still filming?
No. Don't leave the stop.
Oh, don't mind it. Alright. I thought I saw it blinking.
The red light on?
Oh, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know how that works. It looks like it's recording.
No.
I mean, because it has that timer or whatever.
Oh yeah, it is. I'm gonna put my frog togs in my tent. Yeah. Or at least underneath here. Yeah. That would attract a bear. No.
Oh, yeah. You can smell that right through the bag. If we can, imagine.
The goggles, they do nothing. What the hell did I do? Okay. Oh, did you just spill your fuel?
Yeah.
Dude, are you pulling the rod away like this?
Yeah.
You're not like
But
striking.
my hand went forward on that one. I'm gonna light the whole rock on fire. Use a different rock.
What am I doing? Alright, there we go. Stand back, folks. I am not a professional. Maybe. Okay, leave it alone. Let it burn. Stop being so anxious. And smother it. Hey, you know I have... Oh, helps if you put it in the right end. That's what she said. Anyway, I have this whistle. I was thinking it might shut the birds up, but it kind of just made them go a little louder. Dang it, stop. Stop zooming. When I look at this right here, am I looking right at it?
Yeah.
Okay. I was worried I was looking at the wrong end.
Oh.
That would look retarded.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll edit all that out.